Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I'm Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about music, movies, and any other interesting topics. Today's episode is going to be about the new movie, A Quiet Place. Now, general summary, basically, these monsters attack people when they hear noise. Mm-hmm. So we just follow his family trying to survive these monsters. That's basically the whole premise of the movie.
Yep.
So my grade, I'm gonna give this movie an A. There is sound in the movie. I think the trailer is a little misleading. Yes, they don't talk, but you hear like background noise and stuff like that. I don't know. For some reason, I walked in this movie, I was like, oh, it's gonna be complete silence. No, it's majority silence.
Sounds right.
Yeah, but like you hear background noises, and I like the acting. I thought there was really good scenes. It's not really scary in my opinion, but it makes you worry.
Good suspense.
Yeah, it makes you worry about like what's gonna happen to these characters. Because honestly, I don't know their names. He's like silent because he don't know their names.
Shit, yeah, they don't have names. There's dad, son, daughter, and mom.
Yep.
And monsters.
That's it. Like you don't actually like know their names.
There's a total of maybe like 7 people in this entire movie.
Yeah, basically, and it's a small cast. Very simple premise, but they did it in a clever way, and I really enjoyed the movie. But it's not scary. It's more like a thriller mixed with horror, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll give this an A. What do you think of this movie?
Solid A. Now, I have a lot to get off my chest. I can't do it all at once, but I'll go ahead and say this much though. I'm not very sold on horror movies anymore. But and I will go ahead and call it a horror movie, to be honest. Because like it did have some of the I think the main thing for me at least was the concept behind it. Like most general horror movies these days are about like obviously like this one has monsters, but like some have monsters, some have like serial killers, but then there might be some kind of like motivation behind it or like some kind of explanation behind it for what happened. But none of them ever just like make the movie quiet. Like I think my slight to very severe anxiety start to like flare up a little bit, only because of how quiet not only the movie was, but the movie theater. People watching this movie are like so like involved in it.
Yeah, because
they're not saying this, bruh. When I say this, I mean, granted, this wasn't like a full theater we were in, but this movie was dead silent. You can hear a rat fart. It was quiet. People say that, okay?
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They say coin drop or something like that.
Everyone can hear a coin drop. What that mean? That don't mean nothing special. Can you hear a rat fart? No.
Yes, you can. If there's a rat there.
If it's quiet enough. No, if it's in a quiet place, maybe.
No, that's a Michael metaphor.
Hey, it's my turn to talk. Let me talk.
Alright, fine, whatever. What the fuck is that? Anyway, go.
Anyways, so yeah, I don't know. This movie's concept is very good. Small. It's a lot more about quality than quantity. Because like, how many movies do you watch these days that are like actually an hour and a half? Like, don't get me wrong. I know there's some out there that are like that. But like, not a lot of them are just like a straight up hour and a half anymore, which was like used to be the standard, like between 120 an hour and maybe 45. Everything's like 2 hours and above now.
Well, this like was blockbusters.
Well, I mean, I guess so. You're probably right. But
like comedies and shit, they're usually about an hour and a half.
Right. But this one right here, I am in no way regretting that I saw this movie. It just let me know that Hollywood still has some creativity in their minds, and that cool concepts like this can emerge. Plenty okay with it. Anyways, I'll get into the rest in the next part of the podcast, I guess.
Yes. So it's a very interesting theater experience because Michael, I felt like you wanted to like yell at the screen at so many points. We're gonna get there.
I'm so involved with the movie that I'm really I think I'm in the movie. Like I'm just straight up not making noise.
Like he's breathing.
I'm like doing sign language in there. Like, yo, we can't, shh the fuck up.
Mostly for me, I wanted to keep quiet for the fact that I didn't want to be the only loud person in the theater.
Right.
But there were times I was like, ugh. But I was trying to be poker face. But I like on the corner of my eye, I see Mike going.
It's cause I be getting mad.
Yo, okay, we're gonna get there.
I know. I'm just explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm getting mad. Like when you find out later in the podcast, like okay, we didn't say it, but spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that. we're about to hit the spoilers. So, guys, if you have not seen this movie and
highly,
you do not,
highly recommend.
We do recommend you see it, and you do not want to be spoiled, stop here.
I think it's I highly recommend you see the movie instead of listening to this podcast if you have not seen this movie. I don't recommend horror movies at all, and this is like the only one on my radar. I think and it's crazy is I'd rather someone see it in the theater, because if you see it at home, you probably gotta have like outside interference, like, you know, taking you out of the experience. This was meant to be a movie experience right here, because the concept itself. When you hear how quiet the goddamn movie theater is, like, people will get involved, yo.
Yes. Back to what I was saying. If you have not seen the movie and you care about being spoiled, stop right here and go see this movie, because it is worth a theater ticket. If you have seen the movie, or you don't even care about spoilers, keep going. You're just gonna
You're in the right place.
Yeah, you're in the right place. So, I want to talk about the opening scene.
Oh boy.
The opening scene was basically we're introduced to the family, right? We see the little boys, the mother, the son. I'm sorry, the daughter, and then the father. And they're trying to get supplies because one of the boys is sick, right? And they're like being really quiet. So at this point, we haven't seen the monsters yet. They're being really quiet. And then the youngest boy,
maybe like 3-4 years old or something like that.
He had to be really, really young.
Yeah.
He wasn't even 5 years old. He couldn't have been. He, being a little boy knows that there's monsters. And he's like, he draws a rocket, tells his his sister, who is deaf. And I heard in real life she's actually deaf. So I thought that was cool that they got a deaf actress to play a deaf character. I thought that was actually cool. He says, this rocket's gonna get us out of here, you know. And they have a really close relationship. And so he does a lot of little kid shit that got on Michael's nerves. So I'm gonna let Michael rant about the opening scene.
So let me tell you about the opening scene. We get introduced to the family. I already know who, like, okay, fast forward past, like, you know, them running around the little pharmacy gathering supplies, because I think the
oldest boy was sick.
Right. So the oldest one is the girl, then the second oldest is the boy, one of the boys, and maybe around, like, I don't know, 10 or something like that, maybe 11. I don't know. I'm bad at gauging kid ages. And the last one, so the youngest one, pretty much, he finds a toy and he's, like, you know, drawing around, and he's telling the deaf sister, like, you know, here's the rocket, we're gonna get out of here. Okay, fast forward, past all that. Now, the moment I knew he was gonna be a problem, he gets on this stool and he's trying to reach something on a shelf that he know damn well he can't reach. And he's like, trying to get, like, this toy rocket off the shelf. And, like, he gets it, but it, like, falls out of his hand. Now, mind you, they're making it a point in this movie right now that everything is quiet. Like, they're tiptoeing. They're, like, when they even take up pill bottles off the shelf, they're, like, taking up vertically to make sure it doesn't scrape the shelf at all. They're speaking sign language. No one has freaking breathed hard enough for you to know that they're 2 inches next to your face. And then the little boy, like, he's going around doing little boy shit. So he gets his toy off the shelf, and, like, it falls down. Now, I don't even know what's going on in the movie yet, really, other than what I seen in the trailer, and I already knew this is going to be bad. But the sister came in clutch, and she caught it before it hit the ground, and gave the boy the toy. All right, you're on my radar now. Fast forward a couple more seconds. You know, the dad, the mom, the boy, and the sister are there. They're all together, and, like, the little boy comes with the rocket, and they realize there are batteries in the rocket. So, like, they froze as if, like, someone was holding a gun to their face. This was amazing to me. And, like, I already knew this thing was going to be loud, obviously. So, like, the dad was like, all right, give me that shit. It's too loud in sign language.
You know what? Here's my thing. The father could have let him keep the rocket without the batteries.
Well, I guess it's because, like, you don't want to, Chance dropping it, too.
Oh, yeah, because he can't be trusted. He
can't
be trusted.
At this point already, he already technically dropped it once. He didn't, his sister caught it. So, like, the dad takes it away. But then when they walk away, the sister gives him back the toy. And, the dad took the battery out and then put the rocket on the shelf. But then the sister gave him the rocket. But then the boy got the batteries, and then he put him in there.
Yo, Michael was like, nigga, why?
Right here is where I'm like, we literally just went over this. I said too loud in sign language. You know what that shit mean now. Now, one thing that confused me here is with this little boy, he's always in the back. Like when they're walking home, which by the way, on like they made like a trail of sand to make sure like they're not making any noise and walking barefooted. These guys are serious about not making any sounds. But like on the way back, like the boy was always like a couple dozen feet behind the family, and he's the youngest one. Mind you, he's like 4 or 5.
He should have been in the front.
Right.
Like I get the father was holding the sick boy, and then the oldest girl was like right in front of him, but he should have been in front. And honestly, this is movie stuff, because realistically they would not put their youngest son in the back of them, knowing that there's monsters who look like Demogorgons with legs. Okay,
that's very true.
That's basically what they look like.
They really are Demogorgons.
And
they don't even have a name for the movie now I think about it. In the movie, they're just
we
monsters.
don't need names.
Right.
They just monsters.
No, I agree. I'm just saying. I'm just telling the people who listen to the podcast there are no names for these monsters.
Yeah, and so basically, he's in the back, and you know, being the little boy he is, he puts the batteries in. He turns it on. He's like, "Woo! I can hear sound."
The first actual sound you hear in the movie too.
Yeah. And it was a really good scene because the father turned and was like, "Nigga!"
I don't think he was saying all that, but okay.
Did you see his face?
Yeah.
His eyes got big, and he started
Usain Bolting towards him like, yo.
And he just missed his son, and that thing got him up and killed him.
Now, one thing too is here the sister she's the closest one to him, and I'm assuming they're saying maybe she could have done something about it.
No, the mom was saying.
She was thinking that she blamed herself for the boy's death.
She's saying,
on the movie.
yeah. Later in the movie, the mom was like, she should have carried him instead of let him walk, because she would have saw the route.
Oh, like her hands were free, right.
She's like, I had like a backpack. I could have easily carried him. I should have carried him. And the sister blamed herself because she gave him the rocket.
Right.
And what she should have did was, she should have gave him the rocket. Well, she shouldn't have given him. But if you were gonna give it, make sure he's out the store, because I don't know. That's the only thing. I knew he was gonna die because I kept leaving him behind. I was like, why are you leaving this boy behind? Plus,
easy bait.
Basically, yeah. And this is probably the first time he's act up too, because this seems to be like the trend. He's always in the back, yada yada. But today, he just wanted to be a kid, and he died. And it kind of like, and the sister blamed herself. And thought the dad hated her for it.
Right.
To me, I never got that from the father. Because he was like, he was still trying to cure her hearing.
Right.
So, she could save herself. Because she needs to hear out there. Because there's other scenes in the movie. But for me, I thought that was a very good way to open up to show how dangerous the place is. To show how, like, this is really bad. We got issues up in here. Now, I'm going to be honest. Me in the Quiet Place, just kill me. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not going to make it long either, for real. I ain't going to lie.
So, I'm like, maybe after the first year. After the first year, I realized, we don't know shit. Even though, here's my thing. I'm going to get into it. I knew, like, once I saw them attack the boy because of the sound, I knew it's because the sound annoyed them. So, I knew instantly, like, you probably could hurt them with the sound instead of being so scared. But they're so quick, though. That's one thing about it. Them niggas are quick.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy because we see the kind of answer out. I kind of knew that the sound, basically when they hear noise, they're like, I think because like their ears are like
sensitive, right?
Yeah, because it looked like it's like deep embedded into their bodies.
It's like some kind of super evolved ear or something like that.
Yeah, and so it hurts them really bad to the point they're like, "No, you got to die because you made me you in pain." So I knew what their weakness was. I'm surprised that no one else figured it out. Probably, you know what it is? People probably figured it out but died.
Yeah, because you got to imagine, like, the world is busy and there's like 7 billion humans in the world. Like, I'm assuming a lot of them were making noise and got killed off. Yeah. And I'm assuming... Okay, go ahead. I'm saying it later, though.
Yeah, and another thing is that, like... they don't give you any background on where they came from. You see the little newspaper articles, but you don't know where they came from. Any lore in the monsters don't exist. You just know they're here.
No origin story.
And they fucked up everything. They probably had a field day in New York. Just
saying. God, there was a buffet for them.
They were just like, what the hell is this? Clear them out, man.
And see, what's crazy about that is funny you say that, because apparently the dad's been sending out SOS signals to like a whole bunch of countries. Mind you, the operative word countries. He had a list of countries where nobody was responding.
Yeah, he had at least, I don't know if that was just the first page, but I know there was at least 10 or 15. And the last country he tried was Japan. So it's about that life. But basically, the opening was a very good opening.
I agree.
And it captured your attention, and it kind of pulled, like, you know the boy's gonna die. You fucking know it. Part of you's like, okay, the dad might reach him in time, like throw the toy or something like that, so the thing will, like, you know. But he didn't, and the whole family literally saw that boy get killed.
Yeah, the camera work, you know, just made like a little quick cutaway because obviously you ain't gonna show no kids getting brutalized, but.
Hey, some of
they let you know that it was a brutal kill though. Like whatever it was we already talked about it. Was moving quick.
It was quick, and he probably took that boy's head off because it was just running and it grabbed him by the head. So
considering what we saw later in the movie, I wouldn't doubt it either for real. So
yeah, so that was a good opening. Then after that, we kind of skip ahead. And the mom is pregnant because they do a time jump.
Yeah, it's like I think this was like 389 at one point. There was like 400 something.
So yeah, but I think they're like a year and a half. They've probably been more than a year and a half. Probably. I feel like, but that's where we're at in the story. So the mom's pregnant. Now here's my issue. I understand that y'all in love, but y'all son just got murdered. Clearly, little kids should not be born into this.
Right.
But they also probably don't have protection at the same time.
You gotta cut your goddamn losses. Fuck that noise. Hell no.
I'm surprised that I'm surprised they even like had a baby.
I'm surprised they considered it. Like, yo.
I don't think they consider it. I think they were doing stuff. You know, maybe his pullout game isn't strong. I don't know. But I think they were doing stuff, and you know, they must have really quiet sex then. I'm assuming. Yeah. But they were having sex and accidents happened and she ended up pregnant. I mean, probably for me, I probably wouldn't even want to have sex because I'd be afraid, like, what if they hear? And even if they don't hear, what if I get pregnant? But they were prepared to have a baby in this.
They had like a whole bunker set up for it, right?
You know, it's crazy. I think she was probably, my headcanon is that she was probably pregnant when this shit started. Like, when the monsters came, I feel like she was pregnant with the little boy that we saw die. And that's why she kind of had something for a baby. Because, like, I don't want to think that, like, they were stupid enough to have 3 fucking kids through it. I think 1 makes sense because, you know, I feel like these monsters just appeared one day. I don't, maybe. There's no indication, but at least from the newspaper articles, I'm like, it looks like they just appeared, and then people started realizing, yo, don't talk, be silent, yada yada. And I feel like she had to be pregnant, and that's why they came with the solution, because they had a whole crib and everything set up. Or, no, they definitely, unless she got pregnant, unless they set that up the second time.
I think it was, she got pregnant after the fact, like, you know, because remember there's like a 1.5 year time jump in between somewhere there is where like she got actually pregnant.
No, I meant like, when she was, before she was pregnant with the last child that died, not the newborn at the end.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying for them to have a full nursery, I feel like she had experience with her son originally, not the.
Well, they also said it was like day 89 by the time the movie started, so it was like 89 days after, I guess, you know, whenever these monsters popped up. That's why they were counting the days.
Oh, then so I'm they probably prepared. Okay,
right.
So yeah.
There were also some pictures of him, like, you know, in a swing, like, you know, just doing like little kid things, which I'm assuming was before the fact that, you know, the world went to shit and got quiet. So.
Okay, so then they must have just. They did 89. Okay.
Unless they just didn't move the baby stuff after all that time. They could also just be that.
No, they had to build that crib in the time period then.
Okay.
Because if the boy's like 3 or 4, 89 days is like 3 months. So he had to be born. Which, that even makes it more clear why the little boy didn't fully understand, like, yo, no. So, but again, why would you have another baby? That's the only, I mean, it made for suspense. But that was the only time I was like, I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
That's me. So, let's get into another scene that pissed Michael off.
Oh boy, there's plenty of those.
Actually, we're going to jump around, but I want to talk about the little father and son field trip.
Okay.
So, I also like this whole section of the movie, because we also get some more background on the monsters. We hear the dad's side as well. We learned that if you make a bigger noise, they get distracted. Which was like more into my theory of like, yo, this must
from this direction.
It gets annoyed and it hurts them. It must hurt them really bad that they would literally stop attacking you to go the other direction. So also it's also the first time we heard them speak, right?
Yep, pretty much.
We heard the son speak, and the son's like, you need to tell, his sister that you love her because she thinks you don't. Because, she still feels so guilty about what happened to her little brother.
Right.
And if I was her, I would feel that way too. Because it's like, your dad said no. But why was he in the back though? That's literally all I keep thinking about. Like, why was he last?
I'm on the mom's side. I'm on the mom's side with this. I'm not trying to like point fingers here, but I'm like, your hands were a little light. You weren't carrying them. You weren't carrying nothing.
She was carrying everything on her back.
Well, yeah, but the boy is in the back. There's no one watching him. Everyone's
at fault though, because
no one
the
even
dad
turned around once to realize, wow, he's like a block behind us in a world where monsters exist.
Yeah, I think what it was, like, the mom, everyone to me is at fault because, one, the sister's at fault too because she gave him the toy knowing he shouldn't have had it.
Well, I mean, she gave him the toy assuming, granted, he could have dropped the toy still, but he gave the toy assuming that he didn't have the batteries in it,
It doesn't matter. He shouldn't have had the toy.
I agree.
Even when the father took out the battery, he said no.
Right.
Because even dropping it was too loud.
Right.
So that was the mom and dad is at fault because they put their little boy all the way in the back and they didn't check up on him.
They didn't turn around not one time.
No, because they expected him to know what to do. I mean, look, they figured 3 months pattern.
Yeah.
He's not stupid because he learned sign language.
Right.
So he's not dumb.
Right.
But he's a little kid. And even like there's parts of the movie where the other two show that they're still children too. But I love that whole little trip with the father and son because we got some more background. There's a way for them to defend themselves, and you also got to hear them speak. And I like that he spoke his feelings, and the son had like the most realistic reactions throughout.
I don't want to do this shit. Like, can I go home? I want to stay here and like, not be where the fucking monsters are.
So what do you think of that whole scene?
I thought it was cool. I do like the actual like idea of me hearing their freaking voices. I do like the whole thing about the dad talking under the waterfall to like drown out their voices, and like he's like making wolf noises to prove that, hey, it's cool out here. I'm trying to break you out of all this fear because one day I'm not going to be here. Your mom might not be here, and you're going to need to have a way to protect yourself if I'm not around. You got to know how to brave yourself. So it was good. It was a little like, hey, growing up, a little story like we can't hide forever. We got to go out and like get the fish like they were doing. They gotta go out and probably hunt other animals or whatever in silence. It's like pretty much what they're doing is they're setting up traps instead of actually going out and actively hunting, which is a good idea considering the position they're in.
Yeah, this is survival skill 101, and they definitely are really good at it. Another sequence that I know got me pissed was the whole thing when she was pregnant.
So she was also like, she had like a calendar showing for when she was due, but like she had that baby early, about like 2 weeks early.
Well, consider the stress she's under.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying, but I'm like, like this weird. I'm just saying like that's really inconvenient. Like shit, I was really planning on having this happen, forever, like 2 weeks from now. and all of a sudden it's happening.
That whole sequence where she's trying to like, she gets like her water breaks early, and
mind you, this is after she's bringing something up some stairs in her basement, and like she pulls a nail up, and then when she's going back down the stairs running from one of the monsters,
she steps on it.
She
wasn't running from the monsters. Her water broke.
Oh,
so she's trying to go down the stairs, and she stepped on it, dropped the thing, and that's how they heard it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what led them to the house. She was just trying to go downstairs to let them know, like, yo, my water broke, come home.
Right.
Because they have this light system to say, hey, this is normal. When it's red, yo, code blue. So
code red.
Code blue. Okay. I will say code blue. Hospital reference. Anyway, so basically, yeah, she goes down. When she stepped on a nail, I stepped on a nail. Not as deep, like, not as thick as hers, but I stepped on a nail, that shit hurt.
I stepped on a thumbtack, and like, she had what I want to say it might have been like a 3-inch nail, full weight on her foot, so it might have hit bone.
Yo, they got, first of all, like I said, that would be the first thing. If I did that, just kill me. We just gonna die today. I'm sorry.
And you know what? We missed this part about the father-son trip. That actually did happen. There's an old guy who apparently lost his wife.
And he was like, I don't want to live with
her.
He's
like, yo, fuck it. And then he just like yelled at the top of his lungs and like he was a little ignorant about it though. He could have said, yo, I'm about to scream to kill myself, so can y'all go the other way?
How do we know he knew sign language?
I mean, he could just like do hand signs and say, hey, go over there or go away or some shit.
But no, I feel like the father knew though, because he was trying to shush the old man, so he knew the old man. Once he saw the old man lost his wife, he's like, nah, he ain't gonna make it.
About that. I know, I'm not disagreeing with that part. I'm just saying like, he was still ignorant about the fact that, yo,
he don't care about them. He's like, I'm done.
Obviously, but nigga, we still trying. Shit.
Fuck you're trying. My wife's dead. So he's like, come kill me.
We about to, you know what? I ain't gonna spoil it, but we won't get there. That's fine.
Anyway, but like, basically the big sequence is like, you know, also, before we even get into the climax, which is where her water breaks, the part in the trailer that Michael, I don't know why you still got upset at this part, but they're playing Monopoly, and he knocks over the lamp, and I think this is one of the other times that you finally get a little glimpse. Because it wasn't even the monster in their house, right? It was like rodents or something?
Yeah, it was like beavers or some shit on their roof, apparently. Like, I don't know how they dropped from up there. It's like 2 of them. Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? That the monster ends up killing them. That actually made me jump. And Michael's gonna laugh. You see how he treats me so bad?
She got caught good, yo. Like,
okay. I'm not the one heavily breathing all through this movie.
It's because I'm mad. I'm not stressed. I'm just mad. Like, they're making decisions I wouldn't have made. I'm most likely gonna be with you for real. Like, I'm screaming. I'm not doing this right here. I don't got this whole light system to work with. I don't know how to fish like that. No, I'm gonna go out by doing something dumb. I'm gonna sneeze and get myself killed. No, not for me. But like, where were we? Oh yeah, the part in the trailer with a kid like hits the lamp over. I'm like, well, first of all,
he didn't do it on purpose.
I mean, obviously, yeah. I know he didn't do it on purpose, but it's like, we being careful out here. 1, it's fire. 2, it's glass. So you trying to burn the house down and get us eaten alive? Like, come on, yo. Pick your poison.
Look,
preferably neither, but still, like, be careful, please.
It's funny because none of the kids really got on my nerves, except for the daughter at that one part where she decided to go exploring. Your mom's pregnant. You don't leave her in the fucking house.
Right.
That's the only time that any of the kids actually annoyed me.
What was crazy about that was how long she was gone. She was gone literally the whole day because it was nighttime by the time the I'm gonna touch it briefly. But when the rockets went off, it was nighttime. Yeah. So she was gone the whole day for the sun to go all the way down and get dark. She is ignorant for that, yo.
Look, she went away. Basically, she traveled all the way to her brother's death. His gravesite. I don't even know if he got a grave. He probably don't because they don't know where his body is. But basically, where he
several places apparently.
I feel like the thing ate him all up, but who knows? Rest in peace.
I mean, it ain't the woman with the old guy. Like, she had like half her body left for real. She just got killed. She wasn't eaten necessarily.
Yeah, that's true. They're not really like, they're not eating humans. They're just like, yo, you making noise. You got to die.
Shut the fuck up, right?
That's basically the...
Even with the beaver, all they did was like crush them.
Yeah. Well, you act like that's easy.
I mean, I'm not saying like it's easy. Like I said, all they did was crush them. They didn't eat it, you know? I mean, well, it was kind of quick, too, so we don't really know.
I mean, how you eat? Like, that beaver was flat. Like, we saw the blood gush out and everything. You can't eat that.
There was a second one that could have eaten. The first one to kill the first one and eat the second one.
I feel like he left his friend high and dry. That beaver saw the other one go. He's like,
Well, there's nothing you can do at that point. If I'm a beaver and I just saw my beaver friend get killed, I'm like, all right, you tried. I'm still trying. I'm going to be out.
Wow.
Yes.
Anyway, but yeah, like, I didn't like that part. I knew she felt so bad about her little brother. So she kept bringing, like, stuff to put at his grave. Probably all his favorite toys and stuff, including the rocket.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I'm guessing she learned the skill later on, but she cut the sound wire for the rocket so the lights were on.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Well, I think, like, she had the pliers and stuff.
Yeah.
But she didn't have the thing to open it at the time. Like, I don't think they had scissors or anything to open it. So she would have made noise if she did that at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again, I think look, they trusted that little boy a little too much.
Yeah.
They should have recognized he was a kid, especially since he hasn't been living in this long.
Right.
He still remembers what it's like to run outside and stuff like that. So, and he's not as old as the other ones. So
when he had the rocket too, he's like he didn't see any danger with it. He was just playing with it like a regular ass toy. Like we've been quiet the whole time, and you ain't pick up on no patterns to shut the fuck up. Obviously he wasn't saying anything. But it's like in my head.
Yeah, you know what it is? I feel like because he's never seen the monsters. I feel like what they did was they never showed him the monsters because they wanted him to keep his innocence. But they definitely taught him sign language. He understood how to tiptoe for the most part. Cause you saw him tiptoeing through the floor, but he never really got that he was in real danger because they kind of like gave him a false sense of security. The other kids, they were like, no, son, you will die. But they thought they could like shelter him longer. It ended up being what killed him. But I don't even if they told him, I feel like he wouldn't believe them because he's a kid.
Right, like he don't want to take anything seriously at that age.
Yeah, he was like a kindergartner or some shit. So I get it. I get why he died, and I felt so bad for them when he died. But it was coming.
Oh yeah,
it was definitely coming.
Oh yeah.
I'm not surprised, but you're right. I wish she did have the pliers already open, then she would have just cut the wires. But I also feel like she wouldn't have put them back in there.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, we don't even chance of putting batteries in anything. Like right now, I'm paranoid of giving kids toys with batteries in it just for the sole sake of them making loud noises with it. Like this movie has me like in a weird sense of stress right now.
There's no
only because of like it's crazy. Not even the movie itself. I think it was the ambience of the theater of like how quiet everything was.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the movie could have used like less, orchestral background music in some parts because the sounds of the movie I thought was like the biggest draw of the movie for me. Like they were like straight up like 15-minute stretches.
I think that was
of like minimal sound.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they had ambient noises in the
background, I don't doubt it,
is because it's also even eerie. Like it's like, yo, we can hear the breeze.
Right.
We can feel the sand on our feet.
Hear leaves crunching or whatever, right?
But we can't enjoy it because of these creatures. And where are we? Is there anything else you want to talk about the daughter some more? Because she got on my nerves most of the movie.
The dad has been also trying to like create like a headset for her to like cure her hearing or whatever.
Yeah.
And this comes in pretty important later on in the movie, but. They made a point to show that he's been trying and failing a lot, and the daughter, hell, she's at a point where she's giving up on it. She's like, "Yo, stop giving me these fucking headsets. They're not working. I'm just gonna go without one." But the dad has not lost faith in it yet, and she's taking out anger on him because she believes that it's her fault the brother died, and the dad's like low key blaming her for it. But then the dad's like really trying, like he's been trying for a while apparently. So like he comes up with this new one, something with like some kind of amplified sound, and we find that it comes in handy later on. But one thing that freaked me out, and I was like, this part was actually stressing me, to be honest. This girl's deaf, and her headset's not working, obviously. But there's a part where I guess we talk about the mom first. That whole sex sequence.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna lead into it. Right.
Get to the climax. So basically, the mom water breaks. She steps on the nail, drops the frame, because she doesn't scream, which is a champion. Cause
my mom was an OG in this movie,
yo. I would have been screaming my head off. I'm like, you just gonna have to kill me,
right?
All right, but she doesn't scream or anything, and she gets the signal like we have problems, but the monster's already in the house, and I'm like, where they be hiding at? Cause they get to this house quick
and quietly,
and
by the time you realize they're in the house. Like, what the fuck? Did y'all like just walk through my front door? Like y'all just phased through?
I know, like, and we even saw them running on the camera and everything.
Right.
So, before I get into that, why do you think that the father didn't let the girl see the cameras and the research he was doing? Because he didn't let her go in the basement.
You see, that confused. I'm assuming both kids don't get to go in the basement. But I guess it's only come to like give him a sense of like, he's not obsessing over the whole monster thing,
Yeah.
Because he did have like a whole wall set up down there with like, their weaknesses, their strengths. Because one thing I realized about the charts too, I know I went on a little tangent here, but it's like they mentioned that they're bulletproof, that they hate sound, and something else. There's a maximum. There's like there's 3 confirmed in their close area. So what freaked me out is like, damn, what if these bitches could smell? Because there are times in this movie where like if they came close, but they never really like launched at anybody because like they were in close proximity because all they were worrying about is sound. But yeah, they've had like it's pretty much just showing like a dad's little basement of operations to like
to watch them and
study them and understand them a little bit more.
No, even just to watch his family.
Oh yeah, of course. Like he had the security cameras up. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but also I think again that was just them trying to shield their children.
Yeah, right. They didn't want to show them obsessing over it, right?
Not even that. They just wanted them to like have somewhat of a normal childhood in this craziness.
As much as you can have in childhood where you can't make no kind of noise.
Yeah,
right?
Somewhat. So I think that's what it was. It's like I'm trying to figure this out, but I don't want to bring you into this because I'm supposed to protect you. And that was a big thing between them too. It's like if we can't protect our children,
right? What are we anyway?
We might as well just let them kill us.
All right.
But yeah, the mom had this whole sequence, and here right now, I really thought she was dead. Ain't gonna lie. When she gave birth, I was like, that's a whole lot of blood. I really thought she was dead. And they did the typical horror movie thing where she bangs on the shower and stuff. Yo, and the boy, so basically to save the mom, the father and son get back from the trip, they realize the shit's red. They're like, oh shit, the mom's in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Or the baby's coming. One of them. Probably both.
Right.
And they're like, yo, you gotta make them rocket sounds so she can, like, have this baby. And the son came through in a clutch. Because I was like, that's probably one of the most intense parts of the movie for me. That whole sequence, I was like, yo, come on, say something. That was like, to me, that whole sequence was the best part of the movie. I don't know what Michael, but for me it is. What do you think of that whole sequence with her pregnant, trying to hide from the monster, giving birth?
I mean, I respect the moms, yo. Like, she was being quiet. Like, she was being quiet while bleeding, a hole in her foot, pregnant. Like, and
pregnant.
And, like, she gave birth, like, she started giving birth right when the monster started off. Sorry, when the rocket storm got set off, which was, like, clutch as shit, as you said. Because, like, you hear her scream for, like, half a second, but then the rockets start drowning it out. And, like, they get drawn. I guess the one monster gets drawn away. I'm pretty sure, like, 2 were there in the beginning, but then it ended up being 1 for, like, a while. Which kind of weirded me out, because we found out that the other 2 come later on in the movie. So, like, where the fuck were they when all this noise was happening? But anyways, I ain't gonna dig too deep into it.
Someone else could have been making noise somewhere else.
Very true, because we didn't talk about it. They have, like, this little weird system, in their, like, community, I suppose? Where, like, people at certain times of night, they'll turn on their fires to, like, I guess to let them know that they're alive still, I guess.
Yeah.
And, like, you can see them on the horizon or something like that. Like, it's pretty cool. It shows, like, first of all, it shows that there's not a lot of people alive left. I think there was, like, a total of 4 fires that we saw.
Yeah. In
each horizon shot. So, there was that. Now, the part in this that freaked me out was, after the rockets went off, the boy went running, because everyone's pretty much split up now. The dad went for the mom.
I know what he's talking about.
The sister is like off doing her own fuckery, and the boy is like, first of all, he just he's frightened. He's probably the most scared one out of everybody right now, and I'm talking about more scared than the mom who literally just gave fucking birth. But
that was so intense. Like, gave fucking birth.
No, because listen, okay, so he starts running because he's getting freaked out. He's probably like hearing and seeing monsters and stuff. I mean, he's not probably hearing and seeing monsters.
He is.
He is, but like he's in a good spot though because like he doesn't have anything on him making noise. So what does he do? He starts making noise. So he's trying to run away from them, through like their little farmland or whatever they live on. But he goes through the grass where like his footsteps aren't muted anymore, and you can hear him like getting making noise through the grasses and whatnot. Now this part was fucking with me because I'm like, you just made a choice to make noise. I'm glad that truck was there because like he ran into it and like he got knocked out, I guess, for however long he got knocked out for. Now here's where I got panicked. The sister comes, around there and realizes she see like a flashlight poking through the cornfield or whatever. Now she's deaf, and this is where we start figuring out something with the little headset she has. Now because she's deaf right here, this is fucking with me because like the monsters, they can't see, and she's deaf. Like she's making no noise, and like the monster has no idea that she's even close. And so you just see the monster in the background while she's oblivious to what's going on behind her. But like now is where we get to see the headset in action though, because whenever they get close and they start like magnifying in on their sound or whatever the heck that is.
Yeah.
Apparently it has some kind of like feedback with her mic at some kind of frequency that's like fucking with their heads.
Yeah.
Because I honestly thought the monster's head was gonna blow up, the way it was like set up to look.
I know, and it looks like it just makes them pass out, and so you can kill them.
Right.
It hurts them so bad that they take a dirt nap real quick.
Right.
But I thought they were gonna explode too because he started twitching and shit. Right. But it just knocks him out. And I think they did another jump scare because he hit in the tire.
Oh right, when the sister actually like found the flashlight, like his hand just came out. Like, Lord, thank God the sister don't know actually how to talk because she's deaf, so she hasn't even before this happened she wasn't talking.
Well,
but best believe I would have throat punched that motherfucker and I would have screamed.
Did she lose her hair? I don't know. Was she born deaf?
I feel like she was. But like I said though, they don't really explain that. They do very minimal explaining about the hell. We don't get names, so obviously we don't know this information. But
you would have. First of all, if you throw punch him, you're both dead.
I'm okay with that. Shouldn't have scared me, fucker.
Here's the thing. He was getting annoyed with things that I expected kids to do.
Kids annoy me. There you go.
Damn. I guess we about that. So I like those things that annoy me per se. I was just like, I was kind of like Tomb Raider mode when she got like, stuck on that plane and then something else went wrong and then something else went wrong. It's basically that. Basically that whole sequence was that. The mom got birth early. The rockets had to happen. Then the boy got freaked out and ran.
I mean, they did set up his character to not be very brave too, so I guess that makes sense for him too.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a coward in this, okay? I don't want to go out there. They probably smelled though.
Wait, they ain't showering.
Well, they probably, you know what they're doing.
Probably going to the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way.
Or the waterfall.
That's the only way they can get clean.
Yeah. But then again, maybe not even the sun, because the sun, apparently the waterfall was brand new information to the sun. He was there for the first time, apparently.
Well, I didn't know if he was there for the first time, or did he know he could talk?
Well, probably right. Maybe
because like he wasn't shocked to see the waterfall. It's when the dad started talking, he was like, "What the fuck? No, we about to die." Yo, the boy's face was funny though.
That was legit. I don't think that was acting. I think he was like literally like, "Yo, those aren't CGI. We need to shut the fuck up right now, Dad."
He's like, "Yo, we about to die." And then when the dad screamed, he's like, "What the fuck?" And then once they realized they could talk to each other, I thought that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But basically, they have that whole scene. And then the kids go to the water tower. Is it a water tower? No, it's not.
Like a corn tower or something like that. Like I forgot. There's a name for those things. I forgot what they're called.
But it's like it has a bunch of seeds in it, basically.
Yeah, like corn, but seeds. Sure, we'll go with seeds.
I was like
grain.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Grain. And they go on there and they lighten the fire.
So I get the dad's attention because he's with the mom right now, who, by the way, also traveled to like their other underground bunker. For where like the kid can get muted, like they have like this set up this little thing for the kid to like put on their face so that they can breathe, but like when they cry and make noise, it's a little muffled, and they put the kid in a box, and apparently it works.
Yeah, because they put them in a box and they leave these little air holes. But that bunker was airproof until it got flooded.
All right.
Not airproof, soundproof until it got flooded. And I was like, when did that happen?
That's a good question because I have no idea what happened with the piping system for why that place started getting flooded.
You know, maybe one of the monsters destroyed it.
I'm assuming that too.
They never really explained that. It's just
right.
like, we're like water. And we're like,
unless they did,
really?
then we're oblivious to it. Let us know on Twitter or anything, but I for sure don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
there.
I was just like, really? Now?
Right.
Like,
because the mom is passed out because she just gave birth, and the dad is off looking for the kids, so she's just alone with the baby.
Yeah, and they're trying to get the father's attention, and he don't know. He don't know. He don't know where they are. Eventually, they do find each other, and this is whole thing. I guess I don't want to explain everything because, you know, you've seen the movie or will see the movie. Mm. But what do you think of the ending?
I mean, like with the mom. Well, I feel bad that the dad died, but he wasn't like a real G. He let the daughter and the son know that he loved them. But that whatever that thing was, like it hit him hard because he flew probably like 30 yards.
Yeah, he
and
did.
I'm like, dog, I intend on dying if I ever get hit that hard and bleed that much. But I thought the ending was sweet, and it gives me hope. Cause like what happened is pretty much like she started figuring out the whole amplifier thing with her headset. Sorry, I don't know what to call that. Hearing aid.
It's a hearing aid. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I said every word but hearing aid so far. But yeah, she like put it to a mic and like maxed it out. Like when the little monsters, Demogorgon things, like they started freaking out and like their little sound feathers, whatever they would call them on their face that they're hearing with, like pick up sound with, they like exposed the inside of his body. And that's where the mom took the shot. So they're like, oh, we're kind of figuring it out here. So now when she took the shot, the other two monsters get seen on camera charging toward the house because like they confirmed at least 3 in the area and they just killed one. So they're like, all right, we got some work to do. Now the mom was like an absolute fucking badass. Dad was badass too, but the mom just gave birth and she's out here with a gun shooting shit.
Hell yeah!
With a whole shotgun in her hand.
Those parents were handling business.
Mm-hmm. Consider that business handled.
Yeah, they made mistakes, but they were still doing what they're supposed to do. Now, like I said, Shanique would be dead. Okay? I'm not surviving in that. And plus, I wouldn't want to. That's just too much. Mm-hmm. Especially once I start to realize no one knows what the fuck to do. Hell no. We taking that dirt nap real quick.
Right. I'm gonna be on a boat. Fuck that shit.
And nigga, I'm pretty sure they're around the world.
I mean, yeah, but if they're not, they might be in water because we did find out that apparently they can go underwater.
I know.
That part freaked me out because like they move underwater so like smooth, you don't even see the water move. Cause that's when the little baby bunker got flooded and the dog. That part fucked with me because I'm like, ha! I can see you in the water. I can see you walking around, so I just know when to not move. When it went underwater, you can't even see it no more. I'm like, Michael's out.
Shit, once water came involved, I'm out because I can't swim.
I mean, the best you can probably do is go on a boat, I guess. Like they're not probably going to go out their way to swim in water, I guess. But I mean, he was only in water.
What if they can they live in water? We don't know.
I mean, we don't know, but they seem for the most part land bound. But either way, it's the ending of the movie. Absolutely loved it. It
ended on a weird cliffhanger,
right?
/ hope type thing, and I like that. But it's just like. You feel a little bit incomplete, but I don't want a sequel. I think just leave it the way it is.
Yeah, they did a very good job with a small package, right?
Yeah, you do not need a sequel for this. But, who never... Also, I saw something online where they said that originally this was supposed to be connected to Cloverfield, the monsters from Cloverfield.
Interesting. I've only ever seen the one Cloverfield Paradox. I've never actually seen the other two, so I don't even know.
Like, maybe something happened and then these creatures showed up in this universe.
Some paradimensional bullshit listen, if y'all never seen Cloverfield Paradox,
watch that and tell me what the fuck
listen
happened.
to our podcast on it too, because we still, I don't know, that's a weird ending for that movie.
I mean, it's kind of weird because it ended in like, hey, we found a solution to our problem. Oh shit, we caused a bigger problem and we're probably all gonna die.
The problem was so big that all the universes got affected. So I'm like, oh, well, this kind of sucks now.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
Yeah. This movie had a much better ending. At least, like, they have a chance of living. especially since like the daughter when she first used the amplifier, that was on just the mic without the mic being turned up. So now she's using like the full system, maxing it out. So when it gets played, they're not gonna have a chance. I'm pretty sure that they've got shit under control unless like the speakers don't work, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah, but at least now there's a solution. They know the weakness, right. So maybe there's hope and they'll survive. Mm-hmm. But again, I wouldn't want to grow up in that.
That ain't for Michael, man.
Nope, ain't for me either. But so overall, I say see this in the theater, especially. Mm-hmm. If you're going to like wait till it comes out on DVD, make sure your whole house is silent and watch it in the dark.
Middle of the night.
Yes.
In your basement, no noise.
I don't know about the basement thing.
I promise you that you're gonna get paranoid if you see this at home by yourself in just the dead of night. Every little noise is gonna freak you out now. Cause I came out to the theater. I'm like I couldn't stand hearing sound because like the movie was so fucking quiet. And I'm like, I just want to shush everyone right now, yo. Shush.
Yeah, he said that. I was like, yeah, we about that. Mm-hmm. But yes, definitely see it in the theater. It's worth seeing it. If you don't make it to the theater, buy the DVD. That is my final verdict.
No, see it in the theater. Make it a mission to see it in the theater. I promise you won't be in a quieter theater ever. I've never seen a theater this quiet. That was like something that a lot of movies can't say that they do. And it's like quiet in a good way. Because normally, you're clapping and cheering for a movie. This one is just like, yo, shut the fuck up. They might be in here. That would be a fucked up prank to do, yo.
Yeah.
Have some like animatronics in the back just like creep up on you and shit. Like, oh god.
Yeah, we're not going back to that movie.
Right.
I'm just
burning the whole thing down about that noise.
What the fuck? But yeah, let us know what you guys think of this movie. Or if you agree with our opinion, whether it's a good movie or not. And you can tweet us at Echo U Podcast. You can find us on any social media sites, including YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud. And also we're on many podcasting apps. And all under Echo Underground Podcast. And we'll see you guys the next episode. Bye.
See ya.